Do you know the difference between being rich and being wealthy? Being rich means that you have lots of valuable things like luxury cars, mansions, and designer clothes, all of which can be seen by everyone around you. But being wealthy is quite different. You can't see wealth. It's not something you can touch or feel, but it's what truly sets you free to do whatever you want in life. So how do you become wealthy? Well, that's exactly what we're going to discuss today, because in this video, I'm going to show you the 7 best ways to become wealthy, according to one of the best-selling personal finance books of all time, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And trust me, you don't want to miss this, because if you take these 7 lessons and apply them to your own life, you will be on your way to becoming wealthy in no time. So make sure to stay with me for the entire 10 minutes, because there's so much value in this video that if you just take away one idea, it'll change your financial future forever. Now, before we get into this video, I need you to smash that subscribe button down below. Now let's begin. The first thing you need to understand about becoming wealthy is that you must learn to think differently than most people. In the book, Robert describes 2 different mindsets, the employee mindset and the business owner mindset. The employee mindset is someone who works for money, while the business owner mindset is someone who makes money work for them. So which one are you? If you're like most people out there, then you probably have an employee mindset where you believe that working hard at a job is the only way to make money. However, this isn't true, because if you really want to become wealthy, then you need to start thinking like a business owner. So here's the truth. Working hard at a job will only make you rich, but working smart with your money will make you wealthy. That's why you need to start educating yourself about financial literacy so you can learn how to invest, save, and grow your money. And the good news is that you don't have to go to school to learn this, because the reality is that most schools don't even teach this stuff. Instead, you can simply educate yourself online or by reading books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But regardless of how you decide to educate yourself, you need to start now, because the sooner you begin, the sooner you'll become wealthy. The second thing you need to know is that you should never buy something unless it puts money in your pocket. This might seem obvious, but in reality, most people do this wrong. For example, let's say you have 2 job offers. One pays $100,000 per year, but the other pays $80,000 per year. Now, at first glance, you might think that you should take the $100,000 job. However, if that $100,000 job requires you to spend $20,000 on a new wardrobe because it is a fancy Wall Street job, then that $100,000 is no longer worth it. That's why you should always ask yourself this question before buying anything. Does this put money in my pocket, or does it take money out of my pocket? If the answer is that it takes money out of your pocket, then don't buy it. On the other hand, if the answer is that it puts money in your pocket, then you should buy it. For example, if you find an online course that teaches you a high-income skill like copywriting, that's a great purchase, because that skill can literally change your life. However, if you also buy a Lamborghini, that's a terrible purchase, because that car will only lose value. So remember, only buy things that put money in your pocket, and avoid buying things that take money out of your pocket if you want to become wealthy. Third, stop wasting your money on unnecessary expenses. Now, this is one of the biggest mistakes that most people make. They constantly spend money on unnecessary expenses like designer clothes, luxury vacations, and expensive cars, all of which are depreciating assets that will eventually lose value. However, there is nothing wrong with enjoying your life, because there is a big difference between investing in appreciating assets and investing in depreciating assets. For example, if you invest $10,000 in real estate, that $10,000 is an investment in an appreciating asset, meaning that your money is growing over time. On the other hand, if you spend $10,000 on a brand new Tesla, then that $10,000 is an investment in a depreciating asset, meaning that your money is losing value over time. That's why if you want to become wealthy, you need to start investing your money in appreciating assets rather than depreciating ones. Fortunately, there are many different types of investments that you can choose from. My personal favorite is real estate, because it's one of the safest and most profitable investments out there. Plus, it's also one of the easiest to get started with. There are plenty of resources available to help you get started with real estate investing, whether you want to buy rental properties, flip houses, or start a real estate business. The opportunities are endless. But regardless of what type of investment you choose, just make sure it's in an appreciating asset so your money grows over time. Number 4, surround yourself with people who inspire you to be better. This is one of the most important things I've ever learned, because the truth is that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's why it's crucial to surround yourself with people who are driven, motivated, and successful, because their energy will rub off on you. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with lazy, unmotivated, and unsuccessful people, then you'll become just like them. That's why when I was younger, I was very intentional about the type of friends I surrounded myself with. I chose to spend time with people who were driven, motivated, and successful, because I wanted to become just like them. And it worked. Their energy rubbed off on me and inspired me to become a better version of myself. So if you want to become wealthy, make sure to surround yourself with people who inspire you to be better. Next, focus on building passive income streams. Most people get so caught up in working hard at their jobs that they forget to build passive income streams. However, if you want to become wealthy, then you need to start generating multiple streams of passive income. Because the more passive income streams you have, the more money you'll make. Even if you have just one single passive income stream that brings in $1,000 per month, that's still $12,000 per year. If you just keep adding more and more passive income streams, then your income will continue to grow even higher. It's that SYS. Important to start thinking outside of the box and come up with creative ways to generate passive income. There are so many different ways to do this, and I'm going to show you a few of my favorites. Number 1, start a blog or YouTube channel and monetize it with ads. 2, sell digital products like ebooks or online courses. And number 3, create and sell NFTs. All of these are great ways to generate passive income without having to work a traditional job. So if you want to become wealthy, then start focusing on building passive income streams in addition to working hard at your job. 6, use the power of leverage. Leverage is one of the most powerful tools that you can use to become wealthy, because it allows you to multiply your income and your impact. The simplest form of leverage is hiring employees to help you with your work. By hiring employees, you can use their skills and abilities to help you grow your business and generate more income. For example, if you're good at sales but bad at marketing, then you can hire a marketer to help you reach more customers and increase your sales. Or if you're good at writing but bad at design, then you can hire a designer to help you create more engaging marketing materials. The second form of leverage is borrowing money to invest. By borrowing money, you can use other people's money to invest in assets that generate income. For example, you could borrow money to invest in rental properties or to start a business that generates income. Finally, the third form of leverage is creating systems and processes. By creating systems and processes, you can automate your work and generate income even when you're not working. For example, if you're a service provider, you could create a system that automates your client onboarding process so that you can take on more clients without having to hire additional staff. Leverage is a powerful tool that can help you become wealthy, but it's important to use it wisely. Make sure to focus on hiring employees, borrowing money to invest, and creating systems and processes to maximize your income and impact. And finally, number 7, never give up on your dreams. This is probably the most important lesson I've ever learned in my life, because the truth is that most people give up on their dreams because they're too afraid of taking risks. However, if you want to become wealthy, then you need to start taking action towards your goals, no matter how scared you are. Do not let fear hold you back, because the only way to achieve your dreams is by taking action. For example, if you want to start a business, then don't be afraid to quit your job and take the risk. If you want to invest in real estate, then don't be afraid to take out a loan and buy a property. If you want to start a YouTube channel, then don't be afraid to hit the record button and start filming videos. Whatever your goals may be, don't be afraid to take action towards them. Remember, the only way to achieve your dreams is by taking action, so don't give up on your dreams. Instead, start taking action towards them today. And that's it. If you just take these 7 lessons and apply them to your own life, you will be on your way to becoming wealthy in no time. But please remember that becoming wealthy takes time and effort. It's not going to happen overnight, so just be patient and keep working hard. And if you want to learn more about personal finance, then check out some of our other videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time,